This paper is Business Introduction to Business. We have studied so far what is management, what are the definition and management organization. The fundamentals of management, introduction to management. This paper, we are talking about management and organization. What are the nature of organization? What are the characteristics of organization? We also discussed the objective of business organization, why one organization exists, what are the different reasons, economic objective, social objective, human objective, national and global objective. All these things we discussed. We also studied little bit on scope, function of business organization. Why business organization are so large? What are the different functions associated in production, marketing, finance, HR, like that. Today we'll discuss roles and responsibility. Roles and responsibility of a manager. Who manages the business? The manager. So manager is one important part of the business, important key. If the manager is not good, then your business is not good. So manager is playing a very key role in any organization, any business. There will be one manager, multiple manager, hundreds of manager in big organization. So managers are doing lot of things. We'll study Henry Mesbach theory, who was categorized the manager responsibility into three parts. What are those three parts? Interpersonal, informational, decision making. Interpersonal managers often interact with variety of people. तमे जने मैनेजर तमे बहुत लोगों से कथबार्ता करछ इंटरनली एक्सटर्नली client customer guest you are talking on behalf of the company so interpersonal skill is very important interpersonal skill informational skill decision making skill manager is playing role in all this aspect so Henry has divided into three category. All these three category has again subdivided into multiple category. We'll understand each of these. These are nothing but roles, responsibility. Manager is playing different roles in different situations, different occasions. Suppose we'll give you an example of each things, then you will understand. First thing you will understand this three category, interpersonal, informational, and decision making. The next diagram is nothing but that only. Henry Mesbach theory, interpersonal, informational, decision making. Interpersonal again divided into three category, informational into three category, decision making into four category. There are different subcategory under the main category. These are nothing but roles and responsibility. Each node, what you are seeing in the screen, we will discuss each of these, and also there is a note below to that. We'll read that, we'll understand the meaning of each node. Suppose interpersonal has three heading, three subheading. Informational has again three subheading. Decision making has four subheading. So this 10 roles and responsibility we'll discuss one by one. First thing is figurehead. Let's go and read it. What is it? Good person. If someone is the figurehead of an organization or movement, they are recognized as being its leader, although they have little real power. What do you mean by figurehead? As the name goes, name suggests head, head of the company. ମୁଖ୍ୟ ଲୋକ, ମୁଖିଆ। ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କୁହନ୍ତି ଗାଁର ମୁଖିଆ, ଘରର ମୁଖିଆ, ସେମିତି ଫିଗରହେଡ୍। କିଛି କିଛି ଲୋକ ଥାନ୍ତି ଯାହାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ସବୁ ସଲ୍ୟୁସନ ଥାଏ। Go to person. You go and ask anything, they will give you a solution. They will have information. And they represent everything. Suppose तुम organization ने गोटे किसी गोटे अटेंड करियार अछि, कि गोटे एम्प्लॉय रो मैरिज अटेंड करियार अछि, समस्त जीवनी, whoever is heading the organization will go and represent the entire organization. Because he is a heading, he is the मुखिया लोक। तुम घर गोटे इनविटेशन अच्छी, तुम घर जे मुख्य सी जाकि रिप्रेजेंट कर तुम बापा हूँ, तुम जेजे हूँ, everyone is not going. So whoever is heading the organization, whoever is heading the company, so representing that is one role of managers. That role is known as figurehead, leader. What is leader? Leadership role is very critical. So it has multiple qualities. So people should accept you as a leader. How people will accept? Not because of your positional power, your personal power, because of your personal power. Suppose you have a big position, you can tell something to some people, they will listen. They will listen in front of you, but the backside they will not listen. They will not accept you as a leader. They will say all the negative things against you. But if you are a good person, if everyone is following you, your qualities, then you don't need to tell anything. People will automatically follow you, listen to you. That quality is leadership, leader quality. So manager is playing a role of leader most of the times. Lesson. A manager may serve as the connection between other departments in the organization, internally and externally. That means if you are a manager, you will have interaction with other department, other organization outside the world, different customer, users. So that connection you have to use in a positive way, and you have to get the information how you can enhance your product, enhance your process. So that is the role of liaison. So if you serve the company, so you will have a connection internally and externally. That connection you have to use in your company. Monitor. Monitor is also a role. That means you are monitoring everything, whatever execution happening around you. So you are overseeing what is happening, what is not happening. So you are monitoring. That means नजर रखिबा। तमे देखुछ कामटा केमिति होछि, केमिति न होछि, कोठी कोन हबो। You are monitoring. You have eyes on everything, what is happening across you. Disseminator. Disseminator means a manager may share useful information typically from people in executive leadership with their employees. Suppose तमे बाहर कुछ information पाइल, you are a manager and some of the user told you that your product is not good in this aspect. So there is a testing loopholes or there is a quality loopholes. So those kind of information you can pass to the right person who can enhance that, work that, and so that in future the user will enjoy that. So whatever information you are getting, you are passing that information to the right people at the right time so that the enhancement will happen to the product. This role is disseminator. A manager may share useful information typically from people in executive leadership with their employees. Suppose तुम company ର ଗୋଟେ advertisement ଅଛି. In that advertisement, some people commented something and you found some mistake. So you have that information. No one has that. So you can pass that information to the advertisement department who has done that design. So they will correct it. So that is a role of manager. And that role is called as disseminator. So you have different roles. You understood it: figurehead, leader, lesson, monitor, and disseminator. So these roles are played by manager in different situations. There are other roles. We go by that spokesperson. Spokesperson means if there is something need to be announced in a meeting or on behalf of the company, you have to speak something, then manager should be a good speaker. You have to speak on behalf of the company. A manager can be an advocate of the organization. Suppose તમે બહાર અଛ કોઈ meeting રે અଛ જોઠી તમ company વિષୟରେ କିଛି କହିବା ଦରକାର, then you have to speak on behalf of the company. So you are playing a role of spokesperson of that company. Entrepreneur. What is entrepreneur? Managers often solve a problem and brainstorm new ideas of the company, of their department. Who is known as entrepreneur? If you have an idea, suppose you are seeing there is one particular things, you have lot of demand in your area, but there is no production happening. No one is selling that. So you got that idea. So immediately you are thinking about producing or selling whatever demand you have in that area. So you are initiating that process. And you are the main person who has that idea and initiating that process, so that you are an entrepreneur. That kind of things, that means you are looking opportunity, you are utilizing the opportunity what you have. So that is a role a manager will play at times. So that is called as entrepreneur roles. Whatever opportunity coming on the way, you have to make use of that opportunity and think how you can add values to the company by using that opportunity, that entrepreneurial. Disturbance handler. Disturbance handler means one type of conflict handler. Suppose you are a manager, you have some disturbance in the team or with your customer. So you should able to get into and solve the purpose, solve whatever the disturbance happened between the people. So that is one role when you are manager, you have to play and handle the disturbance happening between the customers, between the client, and between the employee. Taking corrective action when the organization faces unexpected difficulties with which are important in nature. That means when the organization is having a lot of difficulties, so manager is playing a role to handle those disturbance to resolve the disturbance. Resource allocator. Within one organization, you have a lot of resources. Manpower is a resource, capital is a resource, machinery is a resource, time is a resource. So, as a manager, you are allocating the resource wherever is required. Managers often allocate funds and resources with their office or department, such as equipment, in most efficient and cost-effective way. They may plan the best way to complete projects on time and within the budget. So resource allocation is a big role and responsibility of manager. So you have to allocate all this resource, money, people, funds, capital, raw material, wherever required. Negotiator. You have to negotiate in many situations. As a manager, at times you have to negotiate with the customer. Suppose you are into recruitment, you are negotiating with the employee, with the new hire, their salary. You are negotiating with the customer, the price of the product. So, a lot of things you are doing in that role, negotiator. For that role, you have to be a good bargainer. That means you should have the bargaining power. And you're talking with many people, client, new hire, customers. What example I gave. So in those examples, you have to have a good bargaining power to negotiate in those situations. So you are a negotiator. So these are the roles played by a manager in many situations. Remember all these points. These things may come in the objective type, or if it is coming as a roles and responsibility, you can write all this in a essay type question. Figurehead, leader, liaison, monitor, disseminator, spokesperson, entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. Along with that, we'll read further more roles and responsibility in this class. We'll take a quick break here. After 5 minutes, we'll join the same link. Then we'll continue these roles and responsibility. And from the next class, we'll go to a new chapter. These roles and responsibility will complete today's class. We'll meet in 5 minutes. Thank you.